Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I know I said that I would be doing this again and I would be bringing better content in a more appropriate studio, but this is what I have. I didn't get time last weekend because of everything going on, the Super Bowl or whatever. But um, besides the point, that's beside the point. I need to talk to you about the whole Epstein thing. Um, the allegations that Epstein is charged with don't even cover the half of it. Um, I found out through Dropsite News that if you want to know what the real news is and want to hear some information that you're not getting from your uh, normal corporate TV, television media, go to Dropsite News and read what they're reporting because they're actually getting the real stories out there. There's a lot of information that is coming out with the Epstein files that they're not reporting. And you have to kind of question why your news is not reporting on this stuff. Um, Apparently, Epstein was having 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid sent to his island. So you have to question why he would need sulfuric acid. Um, Also, he was using young disabled women as incubators, and then they would have babies. He would take the babies away from them. Um, Young underage girls that had autism and Down syndrome were still being impregnated, and he was ripping the babies away from them as soon as they were born. And what happened to those babies? And the whole thing is, why did our media know about this and cover it up for so long? Because they've had these files. Our government had all this information since, at the latest, 2018. So you have to question why they covered it up. Who did Epstein work for? There's a lot of ties to Israel and their intelligence agency, Mossad. But you have to wonder why he was allowed to get away with what he was doing for so long, why they were covering up for these important people and letting them get away with what they were doing, why in all the files that were released, the redactions were the perpetrators' names and not the victims' names. So just a couple of questions for you to think about. And my challenge to you is to look into this stuff yourself and realize that the whole point is the distraction. They want to continue doing this stuff. I really don't believe that Epstein even really died. There was no, they never showed us any noose. They never showed us a body. The whole thing is kind of, it's kind of shady. And I don't believe it for a minute. There have been sightings of people that look a lot like him walking around in Israel. But I don't believe that when he supposedly died, I don't believe that the trafficking ring stopped. I believe it's still going on. And they try to just blame it on these two people. And there was a lot of people involved. It was a big, complicated organization. And I just don't believe that it's over with. So, and we need to find out why our government and media let it go on so long. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, well, it's clear to me, and I think I did mention in a past video, that Epstein was working for Israel, using the sex trafficking as a tool to blackmail the most powerful people in the world, not just Washington. And the point being, this is the point I was trying to make. the whole getting us to fight each other as far as like Republicans and Democrats and left and right, that is all just made up kayfabe, kind of like wrestling. When you can realize this and see this, that even in one of Epstein's emails, he mentions dividing the population and destroying the economy so that him and his rich friends can buy low and make money. And they do this. It's a cycle. And they're getting ready to do it again. They're trying to crash the economy again so they can buy low and they can get bailed out by tax money. This is exactly what happened in 2008. And they do it maybe not every 10 years, but it is definitely a cycle. And if you can wake up to the fact of what they are doing and how they are distracting us with all this infighting, you'll realize that they are all together against us. The Clintons, the Bushes, the Trumps, they're all friends. They are using these issues to tear us apart. Something as stupid as a Super Bowl halftime show. Why are we fighting over a Super Bowl halftime show? It's ridiculous. And every time I hear people like arguing about it, I'm like, you people are so dumb. You don't realize that they're just distracting you from what these powerful people are actually doing, because you'd be totally outraged and ready to grab the torches and pitchforks. So please wake up. Please realize that this Republican Trumper or this lefty Antifa person that you hated, they've simply been just as brainwashed as you, but they watch a different media source. The corporations work for these rich people to divide us. We need to come together. People of both parties come together and kick them out. So I beg of you, go on this website and this website down here and pledge to only vote for people who are not taking lobbyist money or AIPAC money. If you can do that in the primaries, maybe we can turn this thing around, because we don't have much time. Be safe. Ad Astra, my friends.